Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? How y'all are doing today? I hope everybody having a nice, blessed, lovely, amazing day, let alone a new year. But before we get into anything, I'm gonna need you all to go crazy on that like button. Hit the like button so much that I want to be able to hit the top of this firmament and break through. Dead serious. Now, all jokes aside, man, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. And as you all can see, we've been getting lit and turning up to these crazy TikTok reaction videos that have changed our reality, make us question reality, just change our way of thinking in general. And it could be for the better or it could be for the worse, but it's up to you to figure that out. But before we get into anything, man, make sure that you all tune in every Sunday to the live streams. We do go live every Sunday on YouTube at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I tell you all, you don't want to miss it. Like, we've been getting lit. We've been going crazy. And you all will also get to interact with me live. So I know a lot of people want to do that. They have questions and things they want to talk about and possibly even things to share. And if this sounds like something you want to be interested in, make sure to turn on the notifications when I do go live. But until then, let's get into this video because I'm ready to learn something new, man. Let's get to it.
A video is going viral of this very strange black goo type substance supposedly made out of nanotechnology. The weirdest part is that some internet users are saying that this was actually found buried in ancient pyramids.
Nah.
I'm gonna play the video and let you decide. This is really, really strange. Check this out.
What does look like? Whoa. It's crazy the things that you see on the world, y'all. This stuff look like it's alive. Or it's attracted to like metal or something like that. What? Just imagine somebody try to...
Look at that. What?
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but that is crazy if you ask me. That remind me of that stuff kind of from Mr. Incredibles, but I think I seen that type of stuff as well on like the Mummy movies. I forgot exactly which one it was, but I know it was on one of them movies. Somebody please let me know down below, what could this be? Because that looked like something that is alive.
2 years you've been blamed for financial collapse of Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Japan, and Russia.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Are you that powerful?
No, I think there's a great misunderstanding. I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do. As a competitor, I've got to compete to win. As a human being, I am concerned about the society in which I live.
Which George Soros am I talking to now? The amoral George Soros or the moral George Soros?
It's one person. It's one person who at one time engages in amoral activities and at the rest of the time tries to be moral.
I'm going to be honest. He started off his first sentence with, it's all about the money. And I feel like personally, that's everything that we need to hear.
How much does the earth cost? I'm going to buy the entire earth and be king.
What would you do if you were the leader of the free world?
I'm going to take the smartest people on the planet and make them work on mechanical bees. Everyone making negative comments. The bees go get them.
Like, what? I lost you there. Explain that. What do you mean by that?
I've envisioned and will manifest mechanical bees.
So my question is, what is wrong with you? Things you're saying are crazy.
Are you serving man? Or are you serving the one and only master?
Who?
Me. What can you give me? What can you do for me?
Yeah, this got to be edited.
I think it's crazy. Have you always been this way? You should talk to a doctor about this.
Yeah, this definitely edited. They manipulated that just so it can sound in a particular way. I'm not messing with that because it sounds like they put AI in there as well. You can hear the difference from the AI voice and you can hear the difference from Kanye's voice. So I'm going to debunk this entire part.
I went too deep. Have you heard of the prison planet theory? Well, guess who just learned about it? Yeah. I didn't sleep last night. I did not sleep last night, and if you keep watching this, you're probably not going to sleep either. So here I am, minding my own business on Reddit when I found Escaping Prison Planet. And for the next 3 hours, I dove too deep. Here's the gist of it. Essentially, we're all trapped here on Earth. We're all trapped here, and everything we know about, like all the religions that believe in reincarnation, all these different things, yeah, we keep coming back to this Earth because there are astral beings that are harvesting our energy, and they are trapping us here. Sounds crazy, right? Sounds crazy. Well, let's get into the details. Apparently, these beings that are controlling us are these reptilian beings that you always hear about. Well, let's dive into it, In Jainism and Hinduism, they have Nagas, half human, half serpent. The Aztec Empire talked about a serpent-like god that they called Quetzalcoatl. And don't tell me if I pronounced it right or wrong. I don't care, okay? Surely, 2 instances, right? This is just a coincidence. African shamans talk about the Shitari, and it is a race of reptilian beings. The Hopi Indians in North America had the Sheti, which translates to snake brothers. Chinese, Japanese, and Korean legends all talk about the Kappa. And Gnostic texts, which if you don't know about the Gnostics, Gnosis just means knowledge, and basically what the Gnostics believed was after Christ died, you have to have particular knowledge that would save you. Well, the Gnostics, yeah, they believe in archons, which are parasitic entities that feed off of us. We're doing okay? We doing okay? So the question is why? What are these beings doing? Why are they here? Apparently, they have been involved from the foundations of human history in manipulating us, creating this soul trap, harvesting our energy. And what this theory proposes is essentially that light a tunnel that many people have talked about that have had near-death experiences or death experiences. Yeah, it's just to trick us, to essentially wipe us clean, send our souls back, and start the process again. So every major form of religion talks about how we have a soul. Well, we are a soul. We have a body, right? This body is essentially a rental car. And these beings, what they feed off of, what the energy they feed off of is this low vibrational energy. So whether it's stress, whether it's fear, whether it's contention, pain, grief, jealousy, rage, all of it, anxiety, that's what they feed off of. And so they manipulate and they toy with us and they do all these things to create this energy. Now, I don't know if this is true, but that kind of describes the world we live in.
I was just going to say, especially right now.
Describes it pretty well. I mean, look what Tesla says. He says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. What freaks me out the most is there's about these freaking reptilians, that motherfucker right there is not real, right? Like everything that's going on in freaking Miami, like I think we can all agree that there's multiple dimensions, right? People having experiences on psychedelics where multiple people will take the same thing and they all go to another dimension and see the same thing. Like, how do you explain that? How do you explain that? Explain it to me, please. I'm going way too long with this and I haven't even freaking scratched the surface. But basically, we're just all here. Life is engineered to create this low vibrational energy. And what happens is when we die, when we go through that light tunnel, we're tricked into thinking, hey, you need to go back to Earth. There's more you need to learn, or there's karma you need to resolve, or, there's a higher purpose that you need to do. And we come back and it's the same thing. Listen, I'm a very spiritual person, very spiritual. I believe all of us as humans are connected. I believe you look at every major world religion and there's commonalities, and that it's because it stems from this eternal knowledge. But this freaking scared the crap out of me. Because what if it's all just engineered to trick us? Anyways, I can dive deeper if you guys are interested, but if you're not, whatever. I'll just be sitting up at night, not being able to sleep.
He said not being able to sleep, man. Shout out to him for dropping some knowledge on us right now. I feel like I learned a couple things new. Some stuff I didn't agree with what he said, but there's some parts, especially with how they try to keep us in this low mind state so that we can constantly cling and continue to sin and do particular things. I do agree that can be a part of their agenda.
I want y'all to stop and look at what ChatGPT did. This guy did an excellent slideshow, and the interpretation ChatGPT gave us, I'll explain at the end. Let's just go through this. You create a JP Morgan executive meeting in the office high up in New York City. This is the first picture. He then writes, make them look greedier and more money obsessed. Then it came up with this picture. No, you don't understand. More extreme. ChatGPT responds. Oh, I mean, it gets more redundant.
That is creepy. Yeah.
No, like way more. The simple fact that the AI understood and kept progressing is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, look at the demon time mode type.
The symbols,
this is some
that's
truth in
tough.
plain sight, but
ain't tough, but you are.
Just no, more, much more. He keeps asking him to go further.
Reptilians.
Now, just tell me that so far, there's more, I'm gonna show you more. Just so far, paying attention, the interpretation that this AI has given us. What are the odds you made them lizards?
That's true. What is the odds?
Why lizards? I'm just asking. Let's keep it. Not enough. Even more. Bruh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, how did it know to make them lizards?
AI is different, man.
Like how? Then this was the next picture.
Dang.
He asked again, and this is what ChatGPT said. I'm able to generate images that further escalate the level of extremity due to content policy limitations.
Wow.
If you have a different concept or modification of the current one that aligns with these guidelines, I'd be happy to assist. Bruh. What's that fine? Bruh.
This shows nothing but
How do you know? Like this picture with all the Satan
with the logos.
Tell me, ChatGPT don't know. I dare you to say they don't know. Lizards at that. What are these fake Judeans? Just ask a question. What do you think? Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think this ain't truth in plain sight. Tell me if you don't think this ain't truth in plain sight.
Y'all let me know. Do y'all feel like it's truth in plain sight? But it is pretty crazy to see how ChatGPT honestly kept elevating.
Hey, do y'all remember when Orlando Brown said this?
You know, when you do sell your soul, you are allowed to live forever.
So tell me why I come across this trailer for Good Burger 2. And I'm looking at the trailer like, something not right. So as I go read the comments, I see that somebody thinking the same thing that I was thinking. They did not age. And if you really just take a close look at them, you will see what I mean. So we all know that aging is unnatural. Our lifespan is way longer than what they are telling us. That's why they trick people into thinking they have more than one birthday so you can participate in this ritual. Every single year, you celebrate your birthday and allow people to chant this happy birthday song to you. Once you blow out the candles and make a wish, you are confirming that you are getting older. So they lied to us about aging and what it really is. And you had some people that was within the industry trying to let y'all know about this.
You had how many birthdays?
Me? What do you think?
Well, I know that you had one birthday.
Yeah.
You were born on a certain day.
Absolutely.
You had no more birthdays after that. So I don't celebrate birthdays, so that stops me from counting days, which stops me from counting time, which allows me to still look the same as I did 10 years ago, just like that lady.
Hey.
Y'all gotta realize what these people be actually saying. Folks was laughing, but he was dead.
I'm gonna be honest, he looks like horrible in this movie. I seen it. He looks old, or whoever his makeup artist was, I don't know why they put that much makeup on him compared to this. It just didn't, I don't know, it just wasn't the same. Like, I don't know if he just looked real old or whatever it is, his facial, but the makeup wasn't it at all.
Aging is unnatural. You don't supposed to age like you think you do. Now, there's so many ways that you can naturally reverse aging. Eating completely healthy and working out is a good way for you to reverse aging. If you do that, you can literally be the age 40 but be looking like you're 20. But don't forget, there are so many unnatural ways you can reverse aging as well. And that's what a lot of these celebrities do. They use the unnatural way. And there's so many, but selling your soul is one of them.
Hi, I'm Pete Davidson, and I will be hosting the season premiere of SNL with Ice Spice.
Woo, look at us, 3 Gen Z icons.
Aren't you like 40?
No. Long time ago, I met this guy and made a deal where I get to stay 25 years old for forever.
Man.
What guy?
Tall fella, horns, red fur, I don't know, little hooves.
Keen, that's the devil, dude.
What? I thought it was like a Times Square Elmo or something.
Nah, that's
So
crazy.
yeah, signing one of those blood contracts is one unnatural way you can reverse aging. And that's what a lot of these celebrities do. They sign those blood contracts, and when they do, they get to live forever.
That's crazy.
It's no way these folks can be their ancestors when they literally look identical. A lot of these folks been around, and they sold their soul a long time ago.
Dudes that look like you. So they just think that you've been on the earth since you've just been around, there's just different generations. I just wanted to show you just in case.
We're all stardust, baby.
I know, that's it.
You know.
What is my name? Look at this.
Okay, so what do we got?
What do you think?
What is this? The beard and the cheekbones. And the forehead.
Look at that guy. That's a French actor, Paul Monet.
Yeah, we have the same foreheadish eyebrow, I think.
But that's the real.
Oh.
No, I kind of
That's
see a little bit of
revolutionary. Got the eyes.
Don't forget, they always tell you a truth within a joke. Everybody that's in the industry, they all know what's really going on. A lot of these celebrities been sold they soul a long time ago. They just transferred their consciousness into a new body. Because it's no way every celebrity got an ancestor that they look exactly like.
That's true.
Don't forget about the human sleeves. They already told us how they can transfer our consciousness and give us a whole brand new body to our liking. I got way more to say on this topic. I'm gonna make a part 2 because I'm running out of time. Peace and love to all I want. TikTok, this video is fake and scripted. Y'all don't gotta believe nothing I'm telling you. Ashe.
Hey, shout out to that boy. I think this is TikTok right here. I guess y'all could, type it in and show some love. But it seemed like he dissected a lot of things there. Like he said, this is really just all fake. None of this is true. But yeah, he definitely dissected this entire situation. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below for a fact.
Why am I just finding this out?
You know the film Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Willy Wonka and them? Well, I just found out that the Oompa Loompas weren't from Loompa Land. Nay, they were enslaved Africans. Willy Wonka was an enslaver, giving away tickets to white children to tour his chocolate plantation. Bruh, let me show you. Here's the modern, sanitized version of the book. Aren't they fantastic? No higher than my knee. Look at their funny long hair. Now the original and most popular version during the book's peak. Aren't they fantastic? No higher than my knee. Their skin is almost black. Pygmies they are, imported direct from Africa. I discovered them myself. I brought them over from Africa myself, the whole tribe of them, 3,000 in all. He goes on to say that he smuggled them in large packing cases with holes in them. The Bantu tribe was convinced to work and live at the factory in exchange for cacao beans. Beans. They worked for beans. And now my childhood visceral distaste for this film makes a whole lot more sense.
I feel like a lot of people actually knew about this back then, but they chose to really ignore the truth.
The slave trade has a dark cloud over it for the simple fact, how can you bring all these Africans from Africa to America and y'all traveling for months at a time with no food? If they did have food on the ship, how did y'all refrigerate this food? Because this food would have spoiled. If they didn't have food, that means they would have had to stop the ship on the Atlantic Ocean to stock it with food. If they did any of that, this food, the people, and the slaves would have weighed the ship down. Not only that, what did y'all do for hurricane season? Not only that, the slaves and the people would have had to release urine and excrement. So they slept in urine and excrement and made it to the Americas? Come on, man, let's be real. Not only that, when you look at the tobacco plantations, how can these so-called Africans cultivate tobacco, a crop they would have known nothing about because tobacco is indigenous to America? Let's make it make sense.
Actually, there is a place that was in, I think it was somewhere over in Europe, where they housed slaves, and it was poop and urine that was ankle high that they had to sleep in. And they said that even in today, you can still smell that entire building. Like when you walk inside, you can still smell everything. And there used to be decayed bodies in there as well, and they had them sleeping in there. And it was only one way in, one way out. Only window was right above them. I think it was somewhere in Europe. Y'all can possibly comment it down below. But if they did that, then I'm more than positive they did it on a ship. They probably really didn't care time ago. And I'm more than positive that it was 0 refrigerators and type of electricity plugs like it is in today's society. Back then, you know, it possibly was some type of ice or something like that, but refrigerated foods wasn't a very prominent factor.
Here's every South American country which has had its government overthrown by the CIA since 1947. Costa Rica in 1948, Guatemala 1954, El Salvador 1979, Nicaragua 1981, Panama 1989, Paraguay 1954, Brazil 1964, Peru 1968, Chile 1973, Uruguay 1973, Argentina 1976, and Venezuela in 2002. Many of these were perceived as ideologically opposed to the United States, were leftist dictatorships, or were some combination of the two.
Wow. I feel like I just learned a little history lesson here, but I'm not sure how valid this is in 2024. If anybody can confirm that, but I think that honestly, just even Brazil is a part of BRICS now, and they're not a part of anything revolving the U.S. anymore.
So I have been reading the apocryphal text, or the books that were taken out of the Bible, specifically the Apocalypse of Moses. And not only does it tell the true story of Adam and Eve, it sheds a lot of light on the Nephilim, which are giants. And it just goes to prove that if you are someone who follows religion, you need to read these books. If you are unfamiliar with the Apocrypha, these are not works or books that were forgotten in modern day Bibles. They were actually taken out by a single religion that I will not name for controversial reasons, only because they did not align with what they wanted people to know. And as someone who has been studying the specific books that were taken out of the Bible, I will tell you firsthand that they contain so much information that it will blow your mind. Not only do they talk about the true origin of giants, or the Nephilim, they go into detail as to what happened between Satan and God. And now I am on the story of Adam and Eve and what they really did, what really happened, and how they were dealt with. If you are interested in learning about the Apocrypha, you can go to some of my videos where I talk about each one in book by book. But this specific one is going to be about the Apocalypse of Moses, or the true story of Adam and Eve. Now, if you are familiar with the real story of Adam and Eve, it goes as Adam and Eve were in this sanctuary and garden, and God made them so pure, and a serpent came and whispered to Eve. Eve ate the apple, and so did Adam. And in doing so, they realized that they were given all this knowledge, and they were shamed because they now know that they are naked, which God tried to hide them from. And that's pretty much where the story ends. That is the watered down version that is told in multiple religions to try to shield you from what really happened and what Adam and Eve really created. Mind you, this apocryphal text is multi-cross-referenced in many other apocryphal works in different religions. So not just the English version of the Apocrypha, but the Hebrew and Aramaic, it's everywhere but where it needs to be, which is in modern day religion. So I'm going to tell you the real story. People are aware that Adam and Eve created Cain and Abel, and Cain and Abel were the sons that one killed the other out of jealousy. But what people don't know is that Adam and Eve actually had 30 sons and 32 daughters. Cain and Abel were brothers, but they also had twin sisters. In the Apocalypse of Moses, Adam and Eve are speaking to their daughters, these 4 specific bloodline of them, and telling them the story of when God casted them out of the garden. The first thing that is not really correlated well when it comes to the story of Adam and Eve is why Eve ate the apple. It was not because a snake came to her. In the Apocrypha, it says that the actual Satan came to her with a serpent tongue and told her to eat the fruit. So the devil whispered to her and betrayed her and said to eat the fruit. And she ate the fruit, but when she did so, she promised the devil with the serpent tongue that she would also make Adam eat the fruit. So once she ate the fruit, everything in the garden died, except for the fig tree where she got the fruit from. And this is where she found the clothes to cover herself. A lot of people don't realize that Eve was by herself and Satan took the form of another angel, but he used a serpent's tongue to persuade her to eat the apple. And when Adam came back, she did the same to Adam, and that is why Adam ate the apple. After they ate this fruit, God came with them to the archangel.
Okay, yeah, he didn't. I'm sorry to stop it, but it wasn't an apple. The Americanized version says that it's an apple, but in the Bible, it never reference to it being an apple. It just says forbidden fruit. So that's possibly why she corrected herself when y'all heard her say apple, and she sometimes says fruit, because she's trying to correct herself about what the actual verse said.
Angel Michael, and he came to them in a chariot within 1 hour, and he bestowed upon them their punishments. God banned them from the garden because not only did this apple let them know that they were naked, what that really was they found lust and they fornicated. So because they fornicated, God told them he is banning them from the garden, and he also gave them their own separate punishments. God turned to Eve and said that you will bear children. You will have these pains in your loins, and you will not be able to get past this pain, for you will feel it for hours and hours to come until you bore a child. And he looked to Adam, and Adam's punishment was pretty much, hey, I'm going to kick you out the garden too, and you need to stand by your wife, but you will be dealt with pain and you will have sickness, and every time you work there will be nails that scratch your hands, and you will go tired, you will grow fat, and you will grow poor. God then goes on to tell them that one day I will rescue you. One day you will receive my mercy, but not anytime soon. And Adam and Eve go through this eternal cycle of Satan tricking them and then them dying because of it, right? Like this whole life cycle, because Adam and Eve lived for 950 years. Also separated, and that's when she gave birth to Seth, Cain, and Abel, as well as their 2 daughters, which did not know anything that their parents did. Adam and Eve were well aware that Cain and Abel, one would kill the other, because Eve had a dream about the other drinking the blood and spitting it out, which really signified them killing each other. And in doing so, they created a murderer. And this murderer went on to have wickedness in his blood and his bones, and thus he gave forth to the mighty men, the Nephilim. I'm going to have to do a part 2, but I'm telling you, you guys want to tune in. This video is getting too long. If you stay to the end, thank you, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, video is getting pretty crazy. But I mean, I am positive that there are plenty of pages that is missing from just even the original version of the Bible. You know, like the one of the very first translated Bibles, the King James Version. I'm positive that there are plenty of pages that is missing.
In the Bible that you have today, the King James Version, John 16:23-24, what you have is the condensed version. You have the edited version. The edited version looks like this. Whatsoever ye ask the Father in my name, he will give it to you. Hitherto have ye asked nothing in my name. Ask, and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. This is the edited version. This is so amazing to me because they took out the 2 sentences that tell us how to ask. Now here's the piece that was edited. Here is what was lost. Look at these 2 very powerful sentences. Ask without hidden motive and be surrounded by your answer. Be enveloped by what you desire, that your gladness be full.
Wow.
Look at what it's saying.
Wow. But yeah, man, I feel like this was pretty crazy. Like, you know, it's obviously the same thing, just a different day for the most part. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this as well. Before you all leave, please make sure to hit that like button. The more likes this video get, the higher that it will ranking. I'm telling you all, like, it just helps the algorithm. It's a better way to break the matrix. So let's go ahead and break this matrix. I appreciate you all. I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see you all later.